Hey guys, welcome to the HKC 217 podcast, powered by All Seasons Energy. This episode is sponsored by All Seasons Energy as well, who've been helping us for 4 years now, since I started racing really. They've been a massive help. They've done a lot of things for us, and they've just been really nice, a really nice sponsor.
Yeah, All Seasons have supported Hudson right from day one when he started on his 90 bike. They've been a great help in helping Hudson get where he is today, really, and without them it wouldn't be possible. If you want to head over to allseasonsenergy.co.uk, and our expert team will help you along. So this week's podcast is going to cover...
It's going to cover the fourth round of the British Talent Cup, which has got Harley McCabe in it, which we went to go and watch, and that were a great round to go and see. Nice, lovely weather.
The first British Talent Cup round I think we went to this year, is it?
Yeah, so it was really exciting. It were jam-packed, and we just had a nice weekend there. And then we're going to be covering the Bemsey fourth round again, which had Zach Weston in it, racing for the Team Green.
Yeah, that was at Donington again.
Yeah.
That was the week after, which were fantastic. Then we went to the British Mini Bikes Championship, round 4 again, all the fours, at Red Lodge. So we're going to cover all the results to do with Red Lodge, including Hudson's race report and all the class results, and a little bit of a catch up on the MotoGP results, because we've missed a couple, because we've had an absolutely manic June. So we're cramming in as much as we can in this episode. So we're going to roll through kind of what happened on that weekend. So we'll head back to Donington, where we went to see Harley, which were absolutely fantastic. Obviously, we know a lot of riders in the British Talent Cup as well, so there weren't only Harley there. We would know George Bowles, Julian Carrera a little bit, we know from DRC Levers,
Sully,
Dan Goodman. There's a lot of riders that we know there, so it was fantastic to go back to Donington. One of my personal favourite tracks to go back to. I'm showing my age a little bit there, but I like Donington. I remember, I think it was my first MotoGP race. I seen Valentino Rossi at Donington, and obviously it's moved over to Silverstone now, but really enjoyed it there. Great, and it's really close, which helps. It's like 35 minutes down the road.
and it's a good place to watch as well.
So we went on the Saturday to watch Harley's qualifying. Harley qualified. He didn't actually qualify that amazing, really. I think he was struggling for a little bit of setup, so he qualified around about 15th, 16th on the grid, which I wouldn't say we're disappointing, because obviously we're trying his best. So we'll just pull up there. So Evan Belfoot were on pole, Emmanuel Brinton was second. It was good to see Reece Stevenson back. He qualified in third. Sully qualified in fourth. Julian Correa in sixth, the rider that we know. Harley McCabe 15th. Who else do we know? Harrison McKay, we know a little bit from Flat Tracking. Peter Willis, we know a little bit. So it was really fantastic to actually see riders there. And like the British Talent Cup, and actually that was his first BSB round of the year, weren't it?
Yeah.
So although they're on round 4, we've been so busy, I think they've clashed with a few rounds. So yeah, it was really good to just be back at the British Talent Cup. Went and see Dico, which were a rider who come out to Spain with us, who were with the MLAV Academy. They were, we were seeing Dico, they were seeing Trick, who's the chief mechanic there. So absolutely fantastic. Really good Saturday day.
Nice and warm.
Night, well, it was red hot, weren't it?
Red hot, yeah.
So yeah, fantastic. So we'll head over into race 1. So in race 1, Harley progressed up the grid. This is not just focusing on Harley, but Harley obviously progressed up the grid, and then he finished in 6th position. Fantastic racing there, because them guys were like really quite close to each other. Let's have a little look at where they were crossing over. 1.7, yeah. So these three here were quite close to each other. So it was Ryan Frost, Julian Correa, and Harley McCabe battling it out. In first position come Emmanuel Brinton. In second position was Evan Belfort, and in third position was
Sullivan Mounsey.
Yeah, so he's doing amazing this year, pushing up for podiums consistently, which is fantastic. And we will move over to the grid for race 2. We'll have a little look at the grid for race 2. So because Harley was in the mix a little bit, he pushed up his grid position. So he was, I believe, on the second row in 5th position for race 2. which, considering the start the start wasn't ideal, but hey ho, that's racing and that's what you have to deal with. So he started on the second row. Race 2 was on the Sunday, so we only went on the Saturday, and we went with Hudson's cousin and his uncle.
Yeah.
So we met up with them Saturday. We seen Dave as well, which was fantastic on the Saturday.
Yeah, that were good.
So that was really good. We stayed behind, had a few drinks, or Dad had a few drinks after the race.
Yeah.
We stayed there till about, I think it was at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Drove home.
Me and Louis were like riding around track. We rode all the way around the track, and then we went
Donington Park, yeah. Imagine that, riding your push bike round Donington track.
Yeah, so
Donington
like
Park.
up and down, and then we went like to the end of the runway, and me and Louis were watching the planes go over us.
So again, it were amazing weather. This was while a few of Steve. Oh, obviously we met Steve there as well. I don't think Luca was there on that Saturday. Did Steve just come? No, it was just Steve.
No, it was just Steve. Yeah.
So we decided, as we were driving home, as Dad were a little bit drunk and Mum were driving home, we decided we're coming back tomorrow. So on the Saturday night, obviously Harley pushed a little bit forward. We needed some tyres for a 17-inch bike, so we purchased some scrubs off of John Boy and Harley, which enabled them to buy some new tyres for Sunday's race, basically.
Yeah.
That was absolutely fantastic. So we've kind of come home, and I said to Hudson, shall we go? And actually, I just think me and you.
Yeah.
Oh no, me, you and Alana went.
Yeah. Me, you, and Alana went.
Yeah, and Mum stayed at home.
Mum stayed at home. Yeah.
So that were on the Sunday. So on the Sunday, the race results was Evan Belford coming first position, Emmanuel Brinton coming second position, Sully coming third position, and Harley coming fourth position. But Harley were like 0.10 behind. Sully, really
close.
pushing towards getting the podium place. Absolutely fantastic weekend. Really good to be back at the British Talent Cup, and obviously we're seeing Kyle as well, who did really well that weekend. Absolutely amazing watching Kyle racing there. We'll not touch on them results there, but obviously Kyle did decently well on that weekend, let's not say the least. So it was fantastic. We were actually seeing like Kyle Ride's like fan club, or like an army, youth army, I think they're called. Were there about 30 of them?
Yeah, they were. There must have been 30, 40.
They were all like sat. Ironically, they were like
bank,
sat on the bank, kind of where we were, and we got talking. And one of them, like, I think where is it? His uncle.
I don't know. You spoke to him.
They were like bang next to us. So yeah, that was fantastic. We went and seen. They did a signing session down at the OMG Energy, like merchandise tent.
Yeah.
And we went and seen. Right, is it Ryan Vickers?
Ryan Vickers. I've got it on a poster, but
yeah. So Ryan Vickers were there signing some t-shirts. We've got a few signed bits and bobs, which are really good. We're seeing Hickey there as well. That as we walked past Hickey, it was quite funny that we're seeing Hickey with like a humongous queue.
Yeah.
And we like walked past Hickey, and we were like, "Oh, Peter Hickman's there. Oh, we know," which was pretty cool. And they were queuing around the block to see Hickey. Hickey was actually was just before the TT, basically a week before the TT.
Yeah.
We seen David Todd.
Yeah, we've seen David Todd.
David Todd, that were pretty cool. I had a photo with David Todd, that were pretty cool. I don't think he actually opted to race that round because he was so close to the TT.
I wouldn't have raced. It's just a bit of a risk, isn't it?
Well, anyway, so yeah, that was fantastic. A really, really good weekend, and we headed off home, knowing that we're actually coming back a week later for going to watch the ACU Team Green Junior Cup with Zach, and we had basically headed back to Donington the next Saturday morning. Did we go down Saturday morning?
Yeah, I think it were.
So we stopped over for the weekend there. Again, amazing weather. I think it was hotter this day.
It were
hotter this weekend.
It were hotter, yeah.
So for qualifying in the BEMSA Team Green ACU Junior, well, that's a mouthful, Junior Cup, in the juniors, which I will only touch on. So it was Craig Dance on pole, Zach Weston in second position, and Robbie Park in third position. Yeah, really pushing on there. Again, we'd just come back like a week later.
Yeah.
So to see the ninjas going around there and watching the Talent Cup backs before, it's like fair crack going around there. So race 1 results, and we've got an upcoming blog coming out, hopefully covering this if I've got time to edit that, where Hudson's obviously covering this weekend's racing at Bemsey. So race 1 results: Craig Dance come in first position, Zach come in second position, and Cade Watt come in third position for race 1. So at the Bemsey Championship, they have 4 races, don't they? Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, 4 races.
4 races. So race 2 results was Zach Weston won race 2. Craig Dance come second, and the first junior is Robbie Park, I believe. Yeah, and then we'll move over to race 3 results. Have I clicked on the wrong one there? Oh my god! Yes, I have. Race 3 results.
There you go.
It was Zach Weston won race 3. Cade Watt come second, and Robbie Park come third. Oh, that's I think Craig's lever come off. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, it did. Yeah.
I don't know if it was on the parade lap or lap 1.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I had to put that. That was like, oh, is there? Look. So
Yeah.
that were he would got a deck because like Zach and obviously Craig were really bashing it out, and then we'll go to race 4, which finished. That's the grid, so we don't want that. That's not actually ideal, is it? So race 4 results. It was the first junior is Harley McCabe. Craig Dance come second, and Zach come first. So Harley turned up on. Did he come on the Sunday? Is that right?
I think he'll be there.
No, Sunday.
Why not?
No, he turned up Sunday. So yeah, it was like fantastic racing there.
Yeah.
Really good to see Harley again, and obviously we've just seen Harley the week before
Yeah.
at
Back
the
here
British
again.
Talent Cup, and this time we were riding a Ninja there. So like a little bit of track time. We've just been there at week before, but fantastic racing there, and a really good battle. And like the top 3, let's have a little look there. So Harley. Is that Harley there? So 0.81, 1.2, 0.2. But yeah, basically like the podium 1, 2, 3 of the juniors were pretty close, and really good battling all the way through. Good to see Harley. Good to see Zach. Good results for Zach over the weekend. That was like what was that? I forgot what he got now. So race 1 results. He got. Let's have a little look. I hope you can see this. Race 1 results. So yeah, he got like a second, a first, and a third.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
So we will move over to. We don't want that up. We'll move over to the British Mini Bikes Championship, which will go through Hudson's race report from Red Lodge. So if you want to cover a little bit on that, so round 4 Red Lodge.
Yeah.
Another fantastic day. The weather was really hot. We're adjusting the setup of the bike on the practice day, so it was like red hot on that.
Red hot, trying to keep yourself cool. It were absolutely scorching. Even you guys, you were.
Wow.
You
Yeah,
were
it
really
was red
hot.
hot.
Yeah.
34 degrees, I think it were.
Wow. Yeah, so it was super hot. Good weekend. Yeah, we were just like adjusting some of the setup. Last year, we went into the weekend with a positive vibe, didn't we? And we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do better this year, because last year I struggled a bit at this track and it were quite tight. But this year I just went there and it clicked. And yeah, it were really good in qualifying. It was even hotter for qualifying, so I put in my best lap early in the session, and then I come in for a drink, and then I went out halfway through the session again, and
yeah, we kind of like had to like split the sessions a little bit because it was so hot. They ended up reducing like the lap times of pretty much all the races all weekend. So in the afternoon, like the track temperature went up a good 10 or 15 degrees. So we had as like
where I'm to like look at the track temperature, then adjust it to your tyres, because it was like the temperature was just like rising.
It seemed like it got a little bit more. Well, you thought it felt like it was less grippy in the afternoon.
It was less grippy in the afternoon, yeah, but in the morning it was quite grippy. But in the afternoon, obviously everyone's in the same boat, but it were a lot less grippy in the afternoon. So you just had to be a bit careful because it just slipped out on you sometimes.
Yeah, I know it's a demanding track as well. Like the corners on that track is like really demanding. It's a really physical track. I mean, like I've never really seen Hudson like coming in so like flustered and hot and red.
Yeah.
You were saying like when you were sat on the bike in the Parc Fermé later on, it was just like red hot. You had to get your helmet off.
The worst bit were like so you come out and you get your helmet on. As soon as you put your helmet on, your temperature just starts rising. But as you're out there, because you've got a bit of airflow, you're still boiling up, but it's not that bad. But then once you come in and you're all like hot, and you like park in Parc Fermé, you just go whoosh. You feel like you can't breathe, so you have to take off your helmet and you strip off like
and we kind of like had a cool towel straight off. So
yeah,
going back to that, so you qualified P1 in the 110 and P6 in the 160 open class. Kind of struggled with 160 that weekend really. We don't know if it were down to like tyres.
Yeah.
In the Ovale 160 Cup class, which Hudson's also in the open class, but in the Ovale 160 Cup, it's a control tyre on that one. Not sure if that's the reason behind it. We did see a couple of other riders struggling with the control tyre. So moving on to the Ovale 110 Cup, if you want to cover that. So race 1 in the 110 Cup.
Yeah, race 1. Started on pole, got off to a great start. I got a good gap on him on like the first lap. On lap 3, the second place rider came off behind me, and the race had to be restarted because it were a red flag. Up on the restart, got away again well, and sealed the Ovale 110 class win, and I got the open class win and the Ovale win as well. So yeah, good race. I had a big gap. I just were consistent and just tried to keep that gap stable.
Yeah. So on your first flying lap, you did, which you've glossed over there. So on your first flying lap before the red flag, you did your fastest lap. And I think that was your fastest lap at weekend.
Where? What, from a standing start?
No, not from a standing start. So your
The
first
second
flying lap in
yeah.
race 1, so like lap 2 of race 1, you did a 47.105, which were like your fastest. That was your fastest lap at weekend. So that one flying lap immediately after your first standing start lap, but fastest lap you ever did. So we'll move over to race 2. Started on P1 again, riding a consistent mid 47 second laps. You gained a decent lead to take the win in the Open and Ovale sealed class. So again, I'll iterate a little bit more on this. So in the 110 race, there's actually kind of 2 championships involved in that. So some people are on different type of bikes, which is like non-sealed engines. So obviously when I mentioned the Ovale one, which you know from last year, that bike is a sealed engine. You're not allowed to modify that engine whatsoever. There's not a restriction on what the brake can be because the engines kind of vary a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's an open class one where you can be on Booches, you can stick in whatever 110 engine you want basically. You can tweak that up to the horsepower limit, which I don't know what the horsepower limit is, but you can tweak it up a little bit more there. So kind of like a little bit of a variation that you can either be in the Ovale Cup and everybody's on the same bike, same parts, or you can be on a Buche. Some people have got Ovale bikes that have got I don't know what engine he's got in that one, like a stomp engine or whatever not, and you could change whatever parts you want on there. You could have different rear shocks. So that's just to explain what happens there with the 110 Cup. So moving on to race 3, again, if you want to read that one.
Yeah, again, a great start. I got immediately into the lead. I lodged mid 47.
Early to mid 47 laps.
And got a great gap. And yeah, just kept a consistent gap, looking at my pit board, and just were consistent and just keeping my laps on point.
So to go over the results on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a summary. Happy with the results, taking 3 wins in the sealed Ovale 110 class and the BMB Open 110 classes, and the overall results was.
It was for the Ovale 110 Cup. Was me in first place, Leo in second place, and Joshua Herring in third place. Then for the BMB 110 Open class, it was me in first, Parker Cesare, and Leo Soluyux in third place.
Yeah, so positive on there. Went faster than you did last year, which were good. I forgot what the exact lap time was, but it was faster than what you guys rode that in that 110 class last year. So yeah, really, really positive. So moving over to the 160 Cup, I'll cover on this one. So the Ovale 160 Cup, and again, this is another one where it's a mixed bag. So you've got Ovale 160 engines where you've got a controlled tyre, sealed engines, same bike, and then there's also the B&B Open 160 class. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that you're on a 160 bike. Some people are on 140 bikes, so it's up to 160. There's Buches, people with different type of engines that are 140 engines, and you can also, and the key part of this is that you can have a different type of tyre if you're running in the open class versus the Ovale one. On the Ovale one, it's a controlled tyre. On the open class, it's not a controlled tyre. We'll not go into that bag of worms, but we will go into race one. So you had a great start, you got up to P2, but you just couldn't keep the pace with the leading riders, and you dropped positions pretty much lap by lap here. So you got right up into second position, and you dropped positions lap by lap as you couldn't really keep the pace, and you ended up in P5, but P1 in the Ovale class. So Azzelton's is consistently kind of like a decent start. You're not too bad at start, saying that.
Yeah.
So we'll move into race 2. Again, similar situation. Got a great start up to the front, but couldn't hold on to position and dropped down to P6 and P2 in the Ovale class. So another rider that had turned up that on the Sunday was Thorley.
Yeah.
Again, it seemed like Thorley was struggling.
Thorley was struggling as well, yeah. So
Thorley had a couple of moments. I believe it was that race 2.
Yeah.
Certainly did in race 3.
Certainly did, yeah.
So again, he just come behind Thorley, probably about 5 seconds behind Thorley by end of race.
Yeah.
He seems like he was having. I'm not saying he weren't, but we do know in race 3 he certainly did have a moment. So
yeah.
In race 3, if you want to cover that one.
Yeah, in race 3, this time I was battling with Thorley. So we had a great battle. We were switching places. I overtook him, and then he like cut me back up inside. And then I was just following him, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're having some moments here. And then he had a big moment in like the inner field, and he came into like a long right hander, and his front went, and he just had a massive wobble. And then I went up the inside, and then a couple laps later, I was coming on to start finish. I was behind him, and my back end like slipped out, and I had a big moment. You seen that one as you were holding out that pit board?
I think that was like the penultimate lap.
Yeah.
Maybe the lap before the last lap. Anyway, penultimate lap. That is a penultimate.
But yeah,
lap.
I was trying to set up a move, and I was just getting a bit eager. Like every lap, I was just getting more and more. You kind of
eased off then a little bit.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, there's
1 lap left.
1 lap left. I'm not going to be able to push and get to him. I might come off.
So you did actually come like quite close behind Thorley there, and like you two were neck and neck. But again, it sounds like I'm making excuses there, but before they had a little bit of a moment, Hudson had a little bit of a moment. It weren't ideal. Demanding track. We're kind of trying to get we were doing the track temperature. We were looking at pressures. We were changing setup.
Yeah, we were changing everything, suspension and stuff.
Yeah, looking at the tyre warmer's pressure, the tyre warmer temperature, the track temperature, the actual surface temperature of the tyre. There's so many variations we were looking at, but yeah, it just didn't seem to really click. It might be the demand on that track. I've just literally been talking about it today, thinking, was it that track with the demand on the track?
Yeah, it's such high stress on the corners, because you have, like, on every corner you take such a wide entrance, and then it all of a sudden turns in on yourself, and like your front end you can feel it like wobbling, and like in that corner where Thorley nearly came off, you're coming into there and you're like sideways and you're full lock on the brakes, and yeah, obviously his front just went a little bit, and he pushed him right out to the side of the track.
Front end wobble. You had the rear end wobble.
Yeah.
So to summarise on that one, happy with the clean sweep of the 110 class, poles and wins. Not ideal in the 160 Cup, but solid results in the controlled 160 Cup class. The heat this weekend was at times unbearable.
Yeah.
Reduced race times was welcomed by all. So yeah, do you want to touch any more on that? Like how hot it were? You were coming in, you were getting ice spikes.
Coming in, I was melting ice on my face, like just getting a big ice cube, and within like 4 minutes, your face would just be like freezing cold.
Plenty of water. Yeah. We were freezing like a towel, which come out with the freezer like cardboard.
Yeah, you just like
so
smash it on your head. Yeah.
So we're like you were absolutely baking up. Like I've never. I mean, like a lot of people who's been to B&B before. If you're following us, who's been to the racing before, like I think Pembrey were one of the hottest
Pembrey
times.
were one of hottest, but I think
Uh,
Red Lodge were hotter.
we've been to Ella Park when it's been red hot before, but
Yeah.
in my opinion,
The worst thing about it were the sun. But then when you come in, it was so humid. You
Yeah, it
couldn't
was just
escape it.
humid.
Even in caravan, we had fans on a lot and all windows open, and it was just
it was just red hot.
scorching. And then I thought towards the end of the weekend as well, the sun got
Some
less.
weren't there as much on
Some
Sunday,
weren't
were
there
it?
as much.
But it was still red hot.
But it got more humid, so it kind of.
As I was tying the bikes up on
Kinda would say.
Sunday, I come out of caravan, I was absolutely sweating.
Yeah.
I had to tie the bikes up, and I just come out of caravan. I just like poured big bottle of water over my head. It was like absolutely baking hot. And yeah, you're right. It weren't actually as sunny on the Sunday.
Yeah.
But it was just humid, and again, like the temperatures were up in 34s. I think we had kind of luck. Well, it was just coincidental that the spot that we had, we didn't put obviously it kept us out of the shade having the awning up, but we kind of got it were a decent little draft through
it was like
cold
a
air
draft. Yeah.
going through, so it like blew across the track.
Another thing we were doing as well, we were coming in, and when it was dinner, we'd both get a shower, wouldn't we? We'd just come in and we're like, right, shower.
Stone cold shower.
Stone cold, you just go in, it'd be right nice.
Just so it could cool down a little bit. Yeah, we're boiling.
And then like midday, you go in car, we're like freezing on aircon.
Oh yeah, so that was another thing that we did. So we went and Hudson went and sat in the car in between some of the races on Saturday and Sunday. So he just sat in the car with the aircon on full.
Yeah.
Trying to, because it were probably the best, which it were.
But
then you got out of the car.
It was that much of a temperature difference. I went in and I was sat down, and then my nose just started bleeding. I was like, oh, well, it's obviously a big temperature difference.
Yeah, and for me, I went and sat in the car for like half an hour, and then I got out of the car, and I felt worse. I felt worse because you got out of the car, and it was like, wow, I just want to stop in here. So that summarises the British Mini Bikes round 4, all the 4s. So that was the British Talent Cup round 4, the ACU Team Ninja round 4 at Donington. Both of them were at Donington, and the British Mini Bike Championship round 4 at Red Lodge. So we're also going to go over the overall results as we're touching on Red Lodge for round 4. All the 4s, 4, 4, 4. So we'll touch on the top 3 results from each class. So these are the overall results from all 3 races. So it doesn't reflect on who's won each race, but kind of does sometimes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So in
third place it was Alfie Landemore. In second place it was Max Robinson, and in first place it was Caden Herring.
So that's the GSM 90 class, and we'll go into the 110 class, which we've already covered on. So in third position was Leo Solio, in second position was Parker Cesare, in first position was Hudson Cooper, and that's the open class results as well. For that one, we'll go straight over to the next one. So in
160.
In the 160, in third position this is the overall open class results. So in third position was Daniel Stevenson, in second position was Arnie Carr, and in second position was Valentino Kirk. And we'll go on to, we'll do the mini bike 140 first. I don't know if these are classed. I bet you can hear that clicking, can't you? And sliding round, sorry about that. So in third position was Tommy Almond, in second position was Michael Mead, and in first position was Ben Lord. That is in the mini bike 140. In the mini bike 160 and vets. So we can actually class this one. No, we can't. So in the mini bikes and vets, sorry. What is that class?
In the mini bike 160 vets, it was Robert Mead. In second place, it was Tony Revelray,
and in first position it was David Cook. I don't think you can. Yeah, that's that. And then we'll go over to the super mini class. Oh, here we go. Look, there's 3 there. That's when they are separated. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So in the 190 mini GP, in second position was David Woolton, and in first position a good friend of ours, Andy Thompson. In the super minis, in third position was Lewis Smith, in second position was Jake Smith, and in first position was Andrea Tadea. And in which one have I missed there? Minibike 190.
Overall points.
So they're only one rider in that, so that's Minibike 190. I don't know if that's a pit bike, but not a Super Mini.
Yeah.
So in first position was Aaron Sadler. And I think that covers them all, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6.
5, 6, yeah. So we shall move over to the
MotoGP Fantasy.
No, just the MotoGP. So what we're going to cover is the results from this is the Italian GP. So in the Italian GP, and I believe we watched the sprint race, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So at this particular round, we did actually watch the sprint race there. So this is the Italian GP there. So we watched the sprint race on Saturday, and then everybody didn't look at the results for Sunday, did they? So we watched the warm up and qualifying. I believe the TT were on that round as well at Red Lodge.
Yeah, it were at Red Lodge. So we're watching both as well. Yeah.
In fact, we had the TT on.
We had the TT on in Sid's awning, which were across from us, and then we had the MotoGP on in telly in our awning. So yeah,
pretty cool anyway. So yeah, just to cover over that. So in first position on the sprint race on the Saturday it was Francisco Bagnaia. In second position was Marco Bezzecchi, and in third position was Jorge Martin. So that'd be really good. I think we watched that race. Yeah, we all sat down and watched it like Saturday evening on that one.
Yeah.
With Pat and with Parker's dad and whatever not. Where I think you were like flying drone round. I think actually.
Yeah, I was flying drone round, and yeah, all kids were like chasing about.
And we'll go to the actual race. Francisco Bagnaia won the race. Jorge Martin in second position, and Joan Zarco in third position. So that was really good. And yeah, we'll roll back to the TT as well. So. And we're not really covered on this, and I wish we'd have done a podcast in between. So all the way up until the TT, we'd actually watched all the racing. So the TT actually started the week before.
Yeah.
So we watched the Super Sport, Super Stock, Twins, I think as well.
It was quite interesting watching it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so on the and it kind of come to not a crescendo, but obviously the senior TT. And I knew this. The senior TT was on dinner time Sunday, and we watched. It was basically through dinner time, so we were able to watch it. So you were probably having a shower there, so a few of us all gathered round and watched Peter boss that, break the new lap record and whatever. Absolutely amazing. So that was fantastic as well. So congratulations to Pete, who is the O'Valley importer for the bikes, the Hudson Racers. That was fantastic watching that. So that pretty much, we won't touch on the Fantasy League because I cannot. Unless I can, let me have a little look. So if we go to the Italian GP there, Remy the Gardeners in first position, Rambo Racing's in second position, and Vlada the GP team's in third position there.
Yeah.
That's after the Italian GP. We've also got the Germany GP coming up on that one, which we're going to have to cover after that. And we've also got the Sachsenring Netherlands, is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's today.
We're also, we're a bit behind, aren't
we?
Yeah,
we're a little bit behind, and we're trying our best. So
super hectic.
We've had a mega busy time. So in next week's episode, I hope you're going to come and lock into that one. So we've got an exciting episode next week where we're going to cover the Free Tech Talent Cup round and anything else we've been up to in between there. We've been to practice and whatever not. So that's the next episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Look over at Hudson Socials. You'll be able to find him at Hudson Kai Cooper, pretty much on any social channel. If you're struggling to write that in, search for the hashtag HKC217.
Yeah, and I'll pop straight up.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Don't forget to check out the vlog. We've got an upcoming vlog from Red Lodge.
Yeah.
Still ready to publish. A little bit behind here because I've been a little bit busy. So we've got a vlog coming out. Head over to the YouTube channel, look at the vlogs as well. That covers the rounds as well. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.